It's now getting almost daylight. It's full low tide. As you can see, everything out here is oyster shells, oyster beds. This is the only time I can get my trailer in the water. And as you can see, it just barely touches the back of the trailer. So I still have to get up there on the trailer, push the boat off, and pull it back on at low tide. If I get my camera right today, I'll show you what it looks like at high tide when the trailer is about a foot out of the water. And so this is going to be a good day, I hope. The wind's not as bad as it has been the last 3 or 4 days. Did manage to catch 2 fish yesterday. At high tide, the water's way up here. And you can see the gradual slope, so it looks like a lot, but when you go to back into it, it's not. So, as I get going, I'll film some more. And look here what I got. Let's see what it is. A little trout. Oh, that's a big one. I felt something. I thought it was dragging across the oyster beds. And I got it almost to the boat, he started pulling. If I can get him off. Using the gulp. This is a swimming porgy, I believe it is. Let me I'll throw it in the mouth of this creek right here. The main creek is just up around that bend. So I just thought I'd throw it up in there one time. So. I'm using a new reel. This is the 4th day I've had it out. I just had something bump it again. It's a Daiwa Coastal 200. My other bait caster is a loose speed spool, I think is what they call it. There's no doubt this one casts farther. It's smoother, but it costs almost twice as much. This was $160, $169. That was less than 100. This is the most expensive reel I've ever bought. So far it's been pretty good. I like it. Nice and smooth. It casts good. I'm right-handed, but I bought a left-handed reel. That's what I use. You see the guys with bait casters, they throw with one hand and they got to switch it to the other hand to crank it in. To me, that's a lot of unnecessary moving and hassle. So I hold it, cast it with one hand, just wind it with the other. A whole lot quicker. A whole lot less complicated. And works good for me. I don't know about everybody else. I just don't understand why they cast with one hand and they got to swap it to the other hand to wind it in. A lot of unnecessary doings. Let's see if it's something on this point here. I'm making too much noise with my motor here. Sometimes I get a little heavy on the foot. As long as you barely move it, barely mash it, it's pretty quiet. But if you punch it down, it's going to vibrate and make some noise. So it's not totally silent unless you're really barely moving. But the problem when we're fishing here in the flats, there's always a current, except for dead high or dead low tide, ebb tide or whatever. That's the only time there's no current, but that's only for just a short time span. The rest of the time you're fighting a current in or out. So it takes a little bit more pedal movement than it does in a pond or a lake where there's no current, very little wind. But last week I've had a lot of current and a lot of wind. Today's the first day it's been under 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's about 8 right now, I think is what they said. So it's not really bad compared to what it's been being. It's 47 degrees. Kind of chilly. Here's the main creek. Yesterday I went to the left back toward the ocean. Now you can catch but 2 fish. Today the tide's gonna be coming in, so instead of fighting the tide all day, I'm gonna let the tide take me back toward the Huntington Beach State Park back here, about a mile. And then when the tide gets in enough, I'm gonna fish the flats, go out in the back part. My biggest trout so far has been right here, right here in this opening, at almost high tide. One morning it was real cloudy, overcast, first thing in the morning. I put a top water plug on, first cast, got my biggest trout so far. So I was excited about that. Yeah, top water plug is always fun. But then a little shallow shoal comes out. You can see the oyster bed, it comes out pretty good ways there. I'm just gonna get out here toward the middle and just let the current take me down through here. There's a creek off to the left down here. Catch a lot of flounder, trout, a little bit of everything there. And so we're gonna try that this morning. Just to let the current just drift me along, and I'll just use the motor just to kind of keep the boat position where I want it. Works really good. That's where the twin troller excels doing this. My other boat is a Hobie Outback. I've been fishing out of it for 3 years. I love it. Never thought I'd get anything else till I finally talked myself into buying this. And I hadn't had the Hobie in the water since I bought this. What does that tell you? So this is more comfortable, more stable, easier to maneuver. Beats the heck out of pedaling. I've seen 3 porpoise come up in here just now. There's one right here on my right, 2 more coming around the bend. First time I've seen this many. There's one. He comes in here, I see him every day. I come in here fishing. He'll follow along the boat, underneath the boat. And he'll follow me for miles sometimes. So I don't know where all these extra ones are coming from. But the one that comes in here every day, he has a V in his tail. I mean, in his dorsal fin. That's how I know it's the same one all the time. So I'll see if he's in here, but there's 3 buddies with him. There's 2 buddies with him today. Like I said, I've never seen more than 1 in here, so this is the first. Maybe they'll get close enough to the boat I can get some video of. The one with the V cut, he'll come right up under the boat and he'll follow me around. He's not bashful a bit. So we'll see what happens. Bigger than the other one. Probably another trout. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what it is. Might be a little bluefish. I don't know. Yeah, another little trout. There you go. Well, today's starting off better than the last couple of days have. At least I'm catching something today. Not very big, but it's fish. Let's see if we can get another one. There's a creek right there, and you can catch a lot of, you can catch flounder, trout, and redfish there too, but especially flounder and trout, they hang out there at the mouth of that creek. There's another one. Yeah, I got it on film. I actually caught one on film. Now, that's not too bad. That's a good sign. Another little trout. There you go. I wish they were bigger. But when you fish like me, you take whatever you can get. Let's see. Open your mouth there, buddy. Oh, there it is. Well, I'd like to get another one here. Well, I guess I need to turn the camera off. Won't catch any more, it doesn't look like. I guess I should have eased my anchor in the water when I first caught them couple and see how many more I could have got out to school. Something just hit it. The sun's just about to come over the trees. In a way, I'll kind of be glad. It's in the high 40s. Me with shorts on. That sun will feel pretty good. I'm not uncomfortably cold, but it is pretty chilly. Let me reposition the boat here. Cast up here around this creek. See if I can get one more catch on film. There you go, got another one. Another little dink. Yeah, little dink's better than no dinks at all. Yeah. There you go, another little one. It's hard to beat this gulp. I usually use a little swimming mullet. I got some. But the little pinfish and everything else, it bites the tail off of them. About every 2 or 3 casts, you got to change it, and that gets expensive. This one's got a little thicker tail, so it don't get bit off as much. I've been feeling a little small fish hitting it. And I usually use the white gulp shrimp with the chartreuse tail. I catch a lot of flounder and trout and everything else on it. I thought I had some in my little pouch, but I don't. I'm out. That's a little porgy thing. It's the first time I've used them, and it's working. It's just got a little paddle tail on it instead of a little thin, flimsy tail. There's another one. Okay, well, how about this? They didn't get tired. New bass fishermen, they'll wind them in so fast. It's no fun when you haul them to the boat. Yeah. I like to fight them a little bit and have some fun. But, uh-oh. Sun in the camera probably can't see squat. If I move this real slow across the bottom, is when I usually get the flounder. But I'm cranking a little faster today, keeping it up off the bottom, and I'm picking up the trout, which I'd rather have. You know, just flounder just don't fight much till you get them to the boat. You know, unless he's pretty big, he might. Well, that sun's rough. I can imagine what it's like on camera. I don't know. I'm an amateur. But right in the mouth. That ought to get us one. I got me one, all right. Got me one of these oyster fish. This is what's so great about the twin troller. When you hang up on these oyster beds 100 times a day, it makes it a whole lot easier to get off of them. Now, the Z-Man lures are indestructible pretty much. I keep some Gorilla super glue in here. This little container's got a brush or a drip spout. I use the brush. This has been a deadly lure. Just a red jig head with this Z-Man. I forget what the name of it is. It's got little brown speckles and all in it. I got it super glued on here. I've caught a bunch of trout and flounder on this. Just a jerk bait. But I started off this morning with this little dark, bright white one, since it was still dark, or almost dark. And so far it paid off. And but later on I might switch back to that. But the Z-Man is so indestructible that I just super glue it on there so the fish won't keep pulling it down. The baits last forever, so I really like using them. Okay, I'm gonna quit rumbling about, turn this off. I think this is a flounder because I was working it real slow on the bottom. Just another old trout. How about that? That's about 7 so far, I think. Pretty sure that's how many it is. Come on out of there. Sorry about that, fishy. Well, dang it. How can it be so hard to get out of there? I hope you're alright. Bugger didn't want to come loose. Let's see. Caught my first cobia right here in this bend. Sharp curve right there. It's kind of deep going around the curve. I was trolling from the creek over to the other side here. Caught my first cobia. I didn't even know what it was. I just knew it was a pretty fish. And had to look on my little fish chart I got back here behind my seat. So I'd know what it was. I didn't even know what kind of fish it was. So I was kind of excited about that. That's my problem here with this saltwater stuff. Half the fish I catch, I don't know what they are. I have to look see what the name of them is. But I know the trout, and I know a redfish and a flounder. That's pretty much the extent of it. And a pinfish. Everything else I have to look at it. My buddy caught, we were right here by this creek, I think is where we were at about a week ago. And he caught a triple tail. Neither one of us knew what it was. So I got my little chart out and matched it up, and it was called a triple tail. So that was kind of neat. Well, I guess I turned the camera off and not catching anything else, and I'm through running my mouth. I don't want to make this thing too long. Any of you use these soft baits? This is what I'm using. The gulp, 3-inch porgy, pogie, pogie, whatever that is. But what I was gonna say, this is the little container that my cast net came in. Works perfect for storing your soft baits. Keeps them dry, simple, they fit perfect, and get a bunch of them in there. And just something, if any of you use a cast net and that's what it's good for. That's about it. Yeah, I believe I finally got it on. I got me a little fish here. He's sitting right off the point. He feels pretty good. Got a little bit of pull to him. Of course, I'm just taking my time with him. I don't want to go fast. No wonder it feels like a pull. That's my first little redfish on this rod. On my new reel. Of course, he's a little, little baby. But how about that? There he goes. He's just a little rascal. It felt pretty good for a trout. Or these rascals are slippery. First redfish on my new rod, but he's about the smallest one I've ever caught too. That's good. That's the first redfish I've caught in a while. Let's see if it might be another one over there if I hadn't unspooked them off. Something hitting on it, but I don't. He didn't hit it hard enough to get it. Pull my bait loose. That's what's bad about all this. That's what I like about the Z-Man. Put the Z-Man on there and he'll stay. I'm going to change my bait. I'm going to run back up here and beach it because I done had 2 or 3 hits. That's where the redfish came out right there. I had 2 more hit it. Of course, I don't know what they were. Pulled my darn bait loose. Let's do this right here. I'm gonna change my bait, put a fresh one on. Let's see what happens then. Might, no. I thought it might have been a flounder, but just a little dinky, another little dinky trout. Actually, I wish these things were a little bit bigger. Of course, if they were bigger, I wouldn't be catching them. That's just the way it is with me. Oh well. That's still fun. That's about 10 trout and a redfish already. Or 8 or 10, something like that. Uh-oh, I got a little mess up in my line here. That's not good. Dadgummit. Oh, there you go. Thought I had a knot. Just a little twirl in that braid. The only bad thing about braid, that stuff, it's so easy to get tangled up. But there's another one. Oh, that feels a little bit better. No. Another small one. He's bigger than the one I just caught, but still not much to him. He's a tiny bit bigger. He might be 10 ounces instead of 9 ounces. I bet he'd love to get his little teeth into me. Come on out there. There you go, another little baby trout. Where there's a little trout, there's got to be some big trout somewhere. Maybe I'll look up and catch one of them in a minute. Better than getting skunked. They seem to be congregating right off that point over here. That's what I like about this Iowa. This TWS. I think I cast a mile. My little lose here. It's a good little reel, but it won't cast as far as this thing will. First 2 or 3 casts I made with it when I bought it. Well, the first time I came down here with it, Saturday. It didn't seem like it cast as far till I got it dialed in a little bit, got the mag drive or whatever name they have on it. Adjusted that and this pre-spool and all. And now that rascal I cast way on out there, I can stay away from them and not spook the fish and cast into them. So it works really good. So I can highly recommend it. It's expensive, but it's smooth as glass. The casts are really good, and it's quiet. Okay, let me see if I can get some more fish. This one feels pretty good. If that's a trout, he's pretty nice, I think. Ah, he pulled off. Son of a gun. Huh. Yeah, let's see if I can get him back again. He was out here in the middle. I'm just working this gulp bait kind of slow, just kind of popping a little on. Yeah, even that one was a little bigger than the rest of them. You know, he was just fighting harder, but he pulled him pretty good. Not like a redfish, but for a trout, he's pulling pretty good. I want to catch one of those 30-inch redfish on this reel, and that'll tell me what it's like. Let's see here. Right off that point. And my buddy Mike, he's up there. I just saw him take one off. He's catching trout also. He just got here a while ago. I was hoping it'd be some more redfish hanging out in here, but Must just been that one loner. I'm gonna turn the camera off if I don't catch one this time. I know a lot of those YouTube guys, they have big batteries and fancy cameras and leave them on all day and catch it every fish you caught on camera. I don't do that. I'm lucky if I can get any on camera. Half the time I don't even remember to turn the camera on when I get hooked one. Oh well, I'm gonna turn it off now. Maybe I'll catch a fish. Another little trout. There you go. Another little trout. Where's the fish are biting better today than I've seen in a long time. That's a good sign. Might have to catch me some mullet or pinfish and doing some serious red fishing instead of this, well, trout fishing. Trout's fun to catch, but not like a redfish. I'd rather catch one 27-inch redfish than 10 of these little trout. A whole lot more fun, more fight. A pretty good spot so far for little ones. There you go, another little one. Let's see if we can't get another one. Going up the mouth of that creek and bring it back out into the swift water. Seems to work pretty good. Right over there's where I caught the redfish. I'm still right here in the same spot, catching these little small trout. But small trout better than no trout. My buddy up there must be still catching fish because he hadn't moved. And I watched him take one off. I don't know how many he's caught. One of my porpoise buddies down here, he'll spend a lot of time right here in this bend fishing, feeding. But the fish must hang out in there pretty good, because he knows where the fish are a whole lot more than I do. But I've been fishing right over there on the straightaway around this sandbar, and he spent about 30 minutes feeding right there in that one curve, a couple of different occasions. So I guess that's what he's doing, feeding where the fish are. When I left the boat landing and come out to the main creek, I saw those 3 porpoise. And I saw my little fishing buddy. He's got the split cut in his tail, dorsal fin. I haven't seen him anymore. Usually he comes back in here. This is one of his favorite places, right in here. So he got some buddies with him today, so I guess he's changed his habit up a little bit. I turned the camera off. The time I turn it off, I hook one. That's what it's been so far. I don't want to just leave it on and sit here and boring fishing, winding the lure in. Of course, it's been kind of boring fishing anyway, these little small ones. But, turn it off.
It's about 8 o'clock. I said
It's high tide now, almost.
Yeah.
Big difference.
I'll get me a fish drink. I'm gonna keep